such an asshole.
This was kind of a funny request. Not the request isn't funny, but how he came about it. Emails. He's got almost the exact same name as a regular lieutenant in the field of ours, our agent in the field in San Francisco, of which I'm not going to mention who it was. I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, dude? And then I'm reading through this. I'm like, I thought you were doing X, Y, and Z. He's like, oh no, that's a different guy. Like, you got, it was the exact same name in the exact same town, but you're not. I'm like, oh my God. So I had to tell the other guy who this guy had the exact same name in the exact same town, minus one letter. So this isn't the guy. This is a different guy. He's not our agent in the field. Hey, Cappy, my brother put me on to your work, and I have been watching your work for over a year and really like your work you put out, and your advice has helped me in life. Good. Anyway, I'm an electrician in San Francisco, but I'm looking to become an accountant and eventually get my CPA down the road. All right. They're both fine, man, whichever one you want. My dilemma is I was signing up to the City College of San Francisco, and because of COVID, the school would be online. I was in the process of signing up for the City College of San Francisco. And then it hit me, if I'm doing school online in San Francisco because of the Corona virus, why the hell wouldn't I just go for an online degree? Yep. There you go. And they offer accredited online degrees now through various institutions. My question is, was the best online school to accomplish my degree in accounting, and what would it cost me and how long would it take? I plan on going to school part-time because I am a full-time electrician, but he's spelled electrician. So what would be a realistic timeline to set for myself to accomplish this goal? Thanks, Kate. All right. Well, here's one thing that I did wrong. And I went full-time school, full-time work. I graduated 6 months early. If I were to do it all over again, man, I would take my time. And if you're an electrician, you obviously are paid at least a living wage, I'd imagine. And so I wouldn't be too hasty to give it up. Now, what's great about online colleges is you save yourself the commute. And in major metros like San Fran, that's huge. That's huge. That's like your study time. Like, remember when we were all forced, like, into the cattle cars? I mean, into the concentration camp. I mean, under the big orange school buses to go to the prison camps. I mean, school. Like, all that time you wasted on the bus, like, you could do your homework there, and if you wanted to. Well, why and we didn't, because we were kids. We didn't want to do the homework. We're just happy to be out of school or regretting having to go to it. But with you out without you having to commute and go to school and pay for parking, you're saving precious hours that you working in the real world and supporting yourself, are very precious. And so unless it's a physical degree like physics or the engineering's, something where you actually have to work on the material in front of you, anything that is data can be done online. Computer programming, computer networking, not so much. You really got to learn to plug in the routers and everything, but they do have digital simulations for that. Actuarial science, program statistics, data science, and accounting. And there are different schools now that have arisen either purely online, or they are physical schools that offer online courses that offer accredited degrees. And so accounting is perfectly situated to be an online degree only. And as long as it's accredited, that's what I would go. Now, you're going to have to do your own research. If you guys want to pay me to do your research for you, sure, it's $100 an hour, and expect me to charge you $1,000. But I would first take a look at Western Governors University, which I think is $6,000 a year. You being in California, you guys get heavily discounted tuition because you're all a bunch of bitches. I mean, you're all a bunch of strong, independent people who don't need no man fish bicycle with the student loan subsidy bailout with daddy government. You probably, somewhere within the University of California system, there has to be an online accredited accounting degree offered. And given how much they just love pissing away, I mean, investing in the most worthless, degenerate pieces of shit. I mean, Gen Z and millennials in the education system in California. Invest in California. They're our future. Future what? Parasites that people don't know how to drive? What? Future Karens? Future Nazis? What? All right, any joke aside, but there should it wouldn't surprise me if somewhere in the University of California system, since you're a resident, you would qualify for some very cheap tuition. That may even be cheaper than Western Governors University. Now, before we do any of that, what you have to do is, since you're going to get your CPA, you got to find out where do you want to become a CPA. This is why I know it gets boring. Nobody listens to old man Clary. You got an old man on the internet yelling and cursing and getting drunk all the time. Read this book, Reconnaissance Man, and then go do it. And the reason you have to do this is because, dude, you don't want to live in San Francisco for the rest of your life. And I'm not saying it's going to be bad if you get your CPA in the state of California. But, dude, you don't want to be paying 13% of your income to the parasites of California. Take their money, get the subsidy. Oh, yeah, with the socialism and the environmentalism and all the rich people in Marlin County who are a bunch of Kuantas. You just give me that money, and then, like, you Elon Musk it and get your ass out to Texas. You make good money with real people who aren't a bunch of douchebags. But if you can find out where you want to live in the United States first, and then you get your accredited undergrad degree. So you find out where you want to become a CPA. And it's likely going to be California, because once you get it there, you can practice CPA ship all over the place. So you find out what the sitting requirements are. Will the degree from that college qualify you to get into, to either sit for the CPA exam, or what is more likely, as more and more states are doing this, because we just can't, we love you kids so much, you need to have more education before you go work and make money, where they're going to have you basically essentially get a master's degree, which you should also be able to get online, or at least enough credits towards that. Find out what the CPA society at your state, will that qualify? Will a degree from Western Governors University qualify you to get into a master's program somewhere? It could be at Western Governors University too. That would then allow you to sit for the California CPA or whatever state you choose. So you got to do a little bit of research. Because what I'm fearing is, even though places like ASU Online, Western Governors University are accredited, I smell fuckery and trickery among people who have gray hair. Because even though the boomers are thankfully leaving, don't think Gen X and my generation's any more moral. These are the bunch of gray-haired fucks that brought you woke culture and ruined all your favorite superheroes from the 90s. Okay? And they're requiring that master's degree preferred. Who do you think Karens are? They're my generation. Karens are Gen X. 48-year-old women, just postmenopausal bitches, pain in the asses, creating rules, making their life miserable, because if Karen's miserable, all you have to be. So I would make sure before you select an online college and an online bachelor's program, make sure it qualifies for you to sit for the CPA requirements, or you could qualify to get an online master's program to get your master's credits that allow you to sit for the CPA in likely California, but it really depends on where you want to go. So there you go. But honestly, in terms of balancing work and take your time, man. You could look, you need daylight. Well, I guess you got regular light, but go work. What I would do is drop down, if you can scale your hours. I don't know if you're union or not, but if you could go part-time, like 20 to 30 hours a week with electricianship, take 2/3, 3/4 load of accounting online. So you work during the daytime, and don't do what I did, which is just destroy yourself. Leave an hour in there, man. Get some working out in, or just playing some video games and vegging and chilling out. And then in the evening, you have your cup of tea and you study accounting. It's going to be a lot of, like, 60-hour work week is what I'm looking at here. 30 work, 30 study. You should go at a pretty good clip. But then you're not impoverished. You're not starving. You're not depriving yourself of sleep. Your health is good. Your mental health is good. I'm kind of curious why you gave up being an electrician. Why don't you want to be an electrician anymore? That's good work. That's good pay. I could see, if you want to be location independent, becoming a CPA, because electrician, you obviously have to be there. Or is it that you wanted limpy hands? You want to be like the soy boys. I work on computers. I should shut up, because all I do is work on computers. To work on my motorcycle. All right. Let's go to the chat room, see what you Heinjagers. Oh, I did a screenshot for Alex Patino, our truck driving agent in the field, for $5. Look at Jill Biden, a doctorate in education, Me being sarcastic. Yeah, like, well, what do you expect from Biden, like upper elite, Bush, Cheney, Clinton, Obama people? What did you expect? Did you expect the Dayton kids to start working for a living too? What you expect Pelosi's children, if that barren washed up cocoon shell ever had something come out of her vagina? I mean, could you imagine those kids having like, yeah, I became a diesel mechanic. Yeah, I work with the real people. You think they're going to Prince and Popper that shit up? They're not going to do that. All right, so there, I saved that was from the previous one. I didn't miss that. Sligoy the sauce. Is that how I pronounce it? $10. I went to college for 1 year for fire science. Best thing I ever did was drop out, or I'd be a labor slave. Yep. You try. Smart kids drop out of college. Smart kids never go to college nowadays, unless you're going for STEM. Did you know, man? $10 Canadian, $5 Canadian. 30-minute flirt in a parking lot. She asked for my number and ghosted. She asked for your number. She ghosted. Things haven't changed. Oh, man. I didn't get mad. I remembered 3.28% and did what every man should. I dated a different girl. There you go. Did you know, Matt? And did you know, Matt, the 3.28% is referring to my latest book out called The Book of Numbers, Analyzing the ROI on the Pursuit of Women. That is grammatically correct. That is the correct prepositional phrase. It is your return on investment. It is your return on the pursuit of women. And that's available on Amazon, paperback, and Kindle. And is an absolute must. Enjoy car, $5. This is a new guy or gal. When you learn wealth is separate from education, yes. Seeing international kids attend college, pulling in with McLaren and Ferrari, if it's a different world. Where are you, California? It just seems to be the place. I saw a little bit of that. Kevin Sheehan for $5. Do you think colleges will continue to do this after COVID blows over? I want to attend Texas A&M for accounting, but love my life in Colorado Springs. Colleges are going to do both. They're going to offer online because it's another revenue stream, but make no mistake about it. What's going to happen is you're perfectly brainwashed, Kevin. I got to attend Texas A&M. Why? To watch the Augie morons throw a ball? What Augie culture? Physics is still physics. Accounting is still accounting. Engineering still engineering. It doesn't matter what campus. Knowledge is still knowledge. Facts still be facts. Doesn't matter what zip code you're in and whether you're on a nice campus or whether you're at the convenience of your home. I'm hoping one of the few rare silver linings in life today, especially with the great and merciful Corona Chan, is this slaps enough people in the United States across the face that they wake up and say, why the fuck are we commuting? Why are we going to physical schools? Why is any kind of information training, not hands-on information training, being done in physical locations anymore? What are we doing? I hope that you would get smart and wake up and realize that the main bread and butter, that's what I'm going to get to, is all you young, dumb kids have been brainwashed to have nothing else in your life to look forward to after high school except for college. The college experience. Oh my God. It's the biggest lie. It's the biggest lie we tell. Well, it's the biggest lie we tell everybody. There's a bigger lie we tell to one other group of people, but I'm not paid enough to talk about it. But the biggest lie we tell to everybody is that you need to go to college and that it's your happiest days and this is your future and your purpose. And it's like saying, hey, your future is you should do heroin. Oh my God, I can't wait till you do heroin. When you get older, you're going to borrow $100,000 to do heroin. Okay, it's great. Well, at least heroin feels good. Communist Marxist indoctrination through a liberal arts degree just pisses people off, especially those who take the class. I would continue living in Colorado Springs. That is a wonderful town. It's cheaper. There are certainly some 2 and 4 year education institutions there if you want to attend a real campus to see what pissing away a time it is. You want to do accounting, you don't need to go to a physical school. Go hike. Texas A&M, there's no mountains. Colorado Springs, they're right there. Hanging Gardens, isn't it Pikes Peak that's right there? It's great. No, don't leave Colorado Springs. That's a nice town. I like Colorado. There's some bums hanging out by the interstate over at the Perkins, but Cappy, are there bums at the Perkins? Yes, there is. I've driven past it several times. Sigloy the sauce. It's Siglo is the sauce. Oh, Siglo is the sauce. Sligo is the sauce for $5. Okay, we got the correct pronunciation on that. Sligo is the sauce is great channel, by the way. Thanks for all the donations. I appreciate it. You're very kind and generous. And remember, all proceeds go to the septic tank fund. We're making some good progress on that. If I got to update the thing, but I think I got like a third of it paid off with all your donations. We got it. Because it's not just the tank. You got to buy everything's installation. They got to dig up the hole. They got to install it properly and all that thing. Cappy can poo. I can poo in my own new house. I had the toilet. I walked over. I walked at my house today, or not today, 2 days ago. And it's just frames and sticks. There's nothing really. But you know where the rooms are now. I'm like, this is where I'm going to poo. I shall take many shits in this spot right here. This spot, there will be much defecation and dropping of deuces right here. And so you might as well go there. Are we caught up? We are caught up. All right. We'll see you guys later. Toodles.